Final night of deployment. The base was quiet. Steel gray sky over a desert that swallowed sound. I was packing my war bag when the sat phone buzzed. Her voice was small, shaking. "Dad, they took our house." Static. Her breathing. "Mom's new lover says I'll watch them shoot you at the door." A pause, a stifled sob. "They made me wash their dishes." My hand closed around the receiver. "I told them you'd make them regret it," she whispered, but they just laughed. I shut my eyes. Counted my own breaths. "Stay in the bathroom," I said. "Count yours." I signed my discharge papers without ceremony. I was going home. It wasn't the threat that caught me off guard. It was her laughter in the background. Not my daughter's, my wife's. Once, her voice was my anchor. Letters to the front, calls during patrol rotation. Now it was lighter, sharper, directed at someone else, the lover. A man whose name I didn't know, but whose fingerprints were now all over my life. He was in my house, my kitchen. He had my daughter washing his dishes like a servant, and my wife let it happen. I wanted to believe this was some fever dream born of too many months in the field. But her laughter was too real, his voice too casual. The betrayal wasn't sudden. I'd seen hints in her letters, vague excuses, delayed replies, questions about how long I'd be gone. But the scope of it? The audacity? They'd stripped me of home before I'd even set foot on the tarmac. The plane ride home was silent planning. I didn't rush in. Soldiers who rush in don't last long. Instead, I found a motel 2 towns over, bought a burner phone, made a list. I started with public records, deeds, bank transactions, court filings. The house was in her name now, a quick, quiet transfer while I was deployed. No fight, no hearing, just signatures. Her bank account had swelled in the last 6 months. Wire transfers from a limited company tied to a private security contractor. His name appeared on 2 of them. I traced his social media, pictures of my living room, my dog, now wearing his collar, my daughter off to the side, her smile stiff, her eyes dim. Each detail was around in the chamber. I called a lawyer, asked for a title search, a background check, and a copy of any pending protection orders. There it was, a preemptive restraining order request, unsigned but ready. She was planning to lock me out before I arrived. They thought they were ahead. They had no idea how far behind they really were. The background check on him was surgical. Private security was the polite term. Mercenary work was closer to the truth. Fired from 2 contracts for disciplinary violations. One incident involved a civilian. He'd avoided charges thanks to sealed testimonies and bribes. The title search was better. He didn't own anything in his name. Everything he touched was hidden in shell companies, except one property, a cabin, purchased with cash 5 years ago, by my wife. Dated 2 months after I left for my first tour. I knew then this wasn't some wartime fling. This was a double life, built in my absence, funded with my paychecks, protected by my trust. The envelope I prepared for them was thick. Every record, every picture, every lie. I sent it through my lawyer to their front door. I didn't knock when I arrived. I didn't have to. I stood at the curb, war bag at my feet, watching through the open blinds as they tore into the envelope. Her face drained first, then his. She said something sharp. He slammed the table. My daughter appeared at the top of the stairs, eyes darting between us, confusion cracking into something colder. Realization. The papers told her everything. How long it had been going on. What her mother had done. Who this man really was. Her voice carried through the open window. "You lied to me." I didn't speak, didn't move. The lover stormed out the back door. My wife followed, yelling. My daughter stayed at the window, her hands trembling against the glass. I turned. I walked away. I'm not going back for her. War taught me that not every hostage wants to be rescued. Some grow comfortable in captivity. They will burn each other now, he with his temper, she with her greed. The documents are in more than one set of hands. Their ruin is already in motion. My daughter, she'll choose what to do with the truth. Whether she hates me or understands me is no longer my concern. I fought wars overseas. I've learned to walk away from lost ground. Some homes can't be taken back, only erased. Moral of the story? When betrayal wears the face you once loved, you don't fight to win it back. You fight to bury it so deep it never rises again.